I'm going to upgrade this e-smart with a Tesla powertrain exactly the same way as Mercedes did it 15 years ago. And if you want to know what's the connection to a Tesla Roadster, you have to stay tuned now. Some of you already know this smart. It's the third generation, built from 2012. It has got a Mercedes battery and a Bosch motor. Some of you already think there's a Tesla powertrain in it, but it's not. Actually, that's been the generation before, and I've got everything for that here. I've got a Tesla battery for my smart, I've got a Tesla motor for my smart, and they've actually been there before because there was a cooperation between Tesla and Mercedes.
So, Moritz, why the Teslas here?
Tesla is here because we have to think back in time, back when all this was relevant, back in 2007 or 8 or something like that. Tesla was building the Roadster, their first production car, but they were about to run out of money, but they had technical know-how. On the other hand, there was Mercedes. As I mentioned before, it was the Tesla Smart was the second generation, so there must have been a first generation. The first generation was powered by an ancient technology. Some of you still remember the Swatch car, how the smart car was presented to everybody. It was meant to be a fully electric car, and there was actually a powertrain for that. It was developed quite far, but it was also rather ancient. It had a battery which had to be at 300 degrees Celsius just to work, even if it was stored. So they knew they had a powertrain, but they also knew it wouldn't work anymore in the future, and it wasn't feasible to use it. So they knew they need new tech. Tesla had the new tech, but no money. Mercedes had money. So that's where the cooperation between Mercedes and Tesla came, and that's why those two things are linked.
And what are the key differences between the ED2 and ED3?
The main difference, so the battery capacity is rather similar. We've got 16 kilowatt hours here, and the ED3 has got 17.6 kilowatt hour battery. The most new part is here. We've got the Tesla powertrain. It has got 30 kilowatts, just 30 kilowatts. Here we've had 35 kilowatts and the kick down to 55 kilowatts, or even the Bravos with 60 kilowatts.
Gerne.
So coming out of this cooperation, the Tesla Roadster got the funding it needed to be actually built and for Tesla to succeed as a brand as we know it today. And for Mercedes, the most interesting part was that they got in the current age regarding EV technology. So they later, in this cooperation, built about 1600 such smart, not this smart car, but smart cars with this powertrain, which all were a prototype and all had to be crushed up 8 years later, which is also why I'm super proud of what I've got here, and which is why I'm thinking about building such a car again. I'm right now still thinking a bit, for example, that's a topic for the comments. Will it be a coupe or will it be a cabrio? The interesting thing would of course be or I have to start otherwise, the battery has got more or less the same capacity as the current cars, but the powertrain is very, very slow.
Similar.
Slow in today's standards. It has only got a 30 kilowatt motor and the 3.3 kilowatt charger, I think. So it's not going to be a daily, it's going to be a cruiser for nice Saturdays and stuff like that. So a cabrio would be rather cool. But on the other hand, back in the day for those cars, Webasto made an original solar roof for the coupes, which of course would be rather cool to have. The idea behind the solar roof was that it was meant for car sharing. So when the car's standing in the sun and heating up quite a lot, then there's also a lot of sun, so they can use the sun to run the cooler in the car. So the temperature in the car, it won't go under ambient temperature because it was only blowing air through it. It was not kicking in the AC. but it was cooling the car a bit down. A few of you might have seen on my website and on other places, those roofs are in the field, and some people actually build them in their ED3. But of course, it would be also rather cool to actually have a car with the proper powertrain, the proper tech, and the roof it was meant to be.
That sounds nice. And what kind of different assets do we got here?
So here,
wait, I will come over there. Then we can look at them together. Okay.
So here the stuff we've got should be everything we need. All control units, the wiring harness, the powertrain with the gearbox, the charger, even an extra cooler and stuff like that. We've got everything to build a car. Only thing that's missing, it seems, is the heater for the interior, which isn't super important for driving the car, but it could be that we need it for making it actually runnable. We'll see. So I think the biggest challenge will be to get a running car again. And of course, it's also going to be interesting. I know the seller of the battery and everything told me the battery is flat. So we would have to work on that, but we also have to work on all the control modules. So here we've got the complete wiring harness of such a car. I mean, here the gear shifter is something you can recognize. This should be the cable for the heating element in the car. Interestingly enough, if you've disassembled such a car, you more or less can see it here again. It's sort of the same. It's a long orange cable from the back of the car in front to the heater. It's the same in the third generation car. If we go more through it, here we've got the fuse box, which is the same, which also has the protection of the car, so you can't steal it and stuff like that. So it's rather important to have it here. And then we've got the charging port. Some of you will already recognize it's a little bit different, but one thing after another. Here we've got some sort of a cooling pump. Even the 2008 or 2009 to 2012 cars were already water cooled. Later ones as well. That's something we've got from Tesla to thank. If you think, for example, the Nissan Leaf and stuff aren't water cooled till today. And when we go more through here, we've got, for example, the dash. On the first look, it looks rather similar to the cars we've got. But when you look closer, you notice it's a little different still, but still already showing the same things. We've got the head unit of the car. For the professionals or nerds like me, it's interesting to see the Tesla-powered smart cars have got the basic dash, and the third generation eSmart has got the advanced head unit from the facelift. They've been in the electric drive standard. In the gas-powered cars, they weren't. And something which tells us how far away it's been. Especially my European viewers will notice that's the Type 2 plug we've got here in Europe, but it's also not. Look closer, we've got 2 times the plug for the charging station and not the socket we know now from CCS and every later car, because actually the very first iteration of this plug was still with it. With this, later they decided it's not safe enough and made it even safer. But that's also, I'd say we've got here a later model, because the first Tesla-powered smart cars haven't even that. When we look at the Roadster community, of course, they know this old plug, or socket better said. So Tesla made this one because there was literally nothing. Talking about app access, back in the day, even the Tesla-powered smart car had an app, and even before, Smart was rather advanced. They had in the Smart Roadster and in the Smart 4.2 gas-powered, there was an edition where you got an Apple iPod. The original one with the click wheel, and when you turned it around, there was actually a Smart logo engraved in them. So Smart was rather early in the app topic. So even the Tesla-powered Smart had an app. But of course, they disabled it after some time now as they phased out all those cars. Now they phased out the app of these cars and even of the current generation 4.2. But worry not, because here we are talking about the sponsor of this video, my amazing community. We actually have got a replacement app for that, which I can show you right now. So what we've got here is a new control unit for your Smart. You just place it on your OBD port. It has everything it needs. It has got a connector for GPS, which of course is a cable included, and an extension cord for the OBD port, so you can mount it in the car without any hassle. And of course it also has got its own SIM card, which you have to buy separately. And with its help, you've got your own app, completely independent of the Mercedes app, completely independent of the Mercedes server and even the control unit you've got in your car. And even better, it's more reliable, way more reliable than the original app from Mercedes. You can look all the time, where's my car, what's the battery status, and even precondition the car. But getting back from the app, of course, now it's the topic about next steps. The biggest next step will be looking at the battery. I already know it's damaged. I'm assuming it's flat. So for the next video, we will open the battery, look inside and decide where to go from there. So stay tuned, subscribe and do all those cool things, and we'll see you in the next video.